Hello, welcome to the Living in Liberty YouTube channel. My name is Elizabeth Echeverria. I'm the founder of Living in Liberty, a nonprofit in Pittsburgh that helps women transition out of a life of sex trafficking. And today we're going to talk about the obstacles women face when exiting a life of sex trafficking. Last week, we talked about the physical obstacles that they often face, such as obtaining their identification or obtaining and securing employment. These are all physical challenges that women face when exiting a life of trafficking. But the more difficult or long-term are the emotional and psychological damage that occurs while they're being trafficked. The psychological warfare that their trafficker inflicts upon them when they're grooming them and controlling them, is, manipulating them and lying to them and gaslighting them and just brainwashing them. All of these things that are inflicted on them while they're being trafficked have to be unraveled and as part of the healing process. So there are kind of three things that we need to do when we're unraveling this psychological manipulation, this psychological warfare that's done to them. The first one is kind of deprogramming the brainwashing, that they actually were being trafficked. Sometimes it's hard or difficult for them to understand that they were being trafficked. And so understanding and teaching them what trafficking is, and that isn't something that is not legal, that's wrong, and that it's a way that their trafficker had been lying to them about the reality. Even though they may understand that they didn't like what was happening to them, they don't necessarily know or understand that it was trafficking and that it's illegal and that this isn't the way that life should be. So through this, we start, untangling the brainwashing and deprogramming the thought process of the trafficker that's, they've been relying on this reality that the trafficker has created. The second thing that we, work on, and we've talked about this before, is helping them to understand their need to exit because of that relationship that they've built with their trafficker and the connection with the life that they've been living, and the reality with the brainwashing and the manipulation. It makes it very difficult for them to mentally exit, and so helping them to come to terms with that. And the last thing is the connection or the wanting to protect their trafficker, with the Stockholm syndrome that we've talked about in the past. They align themselves with their trafficker and the situation that they were in, and just almost an addiction to that lifestyle. The chaos is what they're used to, and so having them step into a peaceful, calm environment doesn't feel natural or normal to them. And so having to unravel and heal all these psychological manipulation, psychological warfare that's been done to them while they've been being trafficked is a very important and long part of the process. But it's kind of attacking those 3 points that we need to help them understand that they were trafficked, help them understand the need to exit this life, and last, that they don't have to align themselves with their trafficker. They don't have to protect their trafficker. And so having them understand these 3 things, helping them deprogram and understand that their trafficker was psychologically manipulating them, is a very important part of the process of healing and exiting a life of trafficking. I hope you learned something today. If you could like, subscribe, and share this video and the Living in Liberty YouTube channel, that would be very much appreciated. I look forward to speaking with you next week.